Okay, test one, two, three, test one, two, three. Just gonna quickly verify that I'm live working on the link. Test one, two, blah, blah, blah. Let's see if I can do test one, two, three, test
I
one,
can hear
two,
myself.
three.
Alright. Alright, so that first boring part.
That taken care of. So, I guess it's Labor Day. Labor Day in the USA. So it's Monday, September the 5th. My in-laws were visiting this weekend, so taking advantage of the holiday to do the fifth Billionaire Buster stream right now. And I had a pretty good time with my in-laws visiting. I like them, and they like me quite a bit. So it's actually pretty fun when they come over, and they helped with some chores and things around the house. So that's always super appreciated because yeah, I was living, my partner were living in an apartment before, and now we're in 2 floors of a house, so it's a lot more space, all kinds of things to be done and to be set up and to make the space even better to live in. It's pretty great right now, but it's still got a ways to go. Uh, increasing. We basically tripled the square footage we had because apartments in San Francisco. You can imagine how you can imagine the premium that space is at in San Francisco. So we've got a lot more space. So we've also needed. We've been getting slowly some more like furniture and furnishings because it's just otherwise this place is really sparse when it's just the things we had all shoved up in a tiny apartment before. But for this stream, so we're gonna in a second, once I'm done my little intro, we'll hop on GoFundMe, pick a GoFundMe out, give them $50 of help from the Billionaire Buster. Me, it can be you. You can be a Billionaire Buster if you also commit to busting on billionaires. And it's pretty fun because like they deserve it, and you get to be the underdog, and being the underdog, like in a self-righteous way, like that's pretty appealing to a lot of people. And common man versus billionaires. It's just I don't know. I would always like the Robin Hood stories. There's Disney adaptations of Robin Hood. I just thought the whole Robin Hood, he goes after the corrupt rich and gives back what's been taken to the poor, innocent, decent common folk. It's like it's a good vibe there. I like Robin Hood has what I call strong anarchist energy, because he just did shit and it was cool and good. It's mostly fictional. What the story we don't know. The name Robin Hood. It's like he's robbing people and he's got a hood on, so it's like who even knows? Who even knows how real of an individual that was? If it was just a bunch of people, or if it was just stories and tales. I like the character. The character displays strong anarchist energy, and I appreciate and respect that. But then for the actual our main subject matter of the stream, I guess I was trying to think. Because there's a thousand million billion things I could pick up on, but I figured something that'd probably be good as a basic. And I'll get it. I'll get the tab for it ready right now. Is I've looked at it before. I think for it's the Forbes billionaire list, and I only like I said, it's the guys near the top, and especially the American guys. Those are the main people I know about. I'm not gonna just go down the list. Actually, I just found there was some like random like Japanese guy with 30 billion on there. Fuck him. But like I never even heard of his ass before. So I'm not gonna just go down the list. Yeah, okay. This is sorted by yeah, rank. But that yeah, all right, this is good. This will give us we can I got you got if you want to solve a problem, you got to be able to name and identify it. So that's that's what we're going to be doing today. This guy said that looks like Candace Owens. I know it can't be. I'm curious who that is. 'Cause just that looks a lot like Candace Owens to me. But but before we do that, let's kick things off for real, for serious. Let's do a GoFundMe. Let's see, what are all our categories? I think I've usually been doing emergency because that's just, I mean, that's always the stuff that just sounds really goddamn tragic. Education fundraising. I'll admit that the little blurb about Tanisha here, it's speaking to me. I do care about and value education. It covers a lot. I think I actually had a pretty decent education in public school growing up. Like, I'm really happy for that because it set me off in good directions, I think. Okay, so there's emergency and financial. There, I guess the emergency is more like straight up like medical, long stand, and then the financial emergency is like flooding, fires. Ah, God, who knows? And I love and care about the animals, but gosh darn it, people are animals too, and I just no shade if you're donating to help the dogs and the cats. They're innocent. They deserve all the love and care we can muster for them. But like just I want to see a people. I want to see people being taken care of first. So okay, let's see. Okay, so I'm on the nonprofits. So I'm just take a look here. Maybe I won't like the sound of any of these, but maybe some of these. Because let's see. Yeah, okay, let's go. Yeah, let's go for financial emergency because that feels like the more just like the problems on the financial emergency page are more like screaming at me. And again, I mean, no shade against any other GoFundMe's. It's all important stuff. It's just the financial emergency stuff is like, I've lost my house and me and my children are home, and it's just like, oh god, that's a problem before I even read about the GoFundMe. God damn. So, and just because it's I'll stop making this point when it stops being salient, which will probably be never, because, but again, just that number. Look at that number right there. Look at that number. Look at this fucking white boy face. I cannot judge what men look like. I have blindness when it comes to like is Elon Musk okay looking or is he ugly or is he kind of like I have no fucking idea. I can't tell. All men just look like a guy to me. It's like asking me to pick out like which dog at the pound is like the most attractive to the other dogs. Like I have no idea. I don't know what dogs look for in other dogs. What do people who are attracted to men look for? I don't know. All I figured out is tall and buff. That's the only con. And even then, they're short, chubby guys with beautiful wives. So like, I don't even know. Just, I mean, whatever. We get to see his cunt face. Yeah, because this is one of those things. It doesn't matter what he looks like. I mean, he could look like he could look like Brad Pitt. This doesn't matter. He could look like Brad Pitt. He could look like Tyrion from the books. Not Peter Dinklage, because Peter Dinklage looks fine. I mean like book Tyrion, where he's like a horrible scarred goblin. And Hollywood casting, it's hard to find a lot of great actors who are also like horribly scarred, like goblin people. It's there's a bias towards prettiness in Hollywood. It's why you get the whole meme of the average girl who's gonna let her hair down, but then the whole time it's like a super hot actress, and what Reese Witherspoon had never been kissed. Where it's like, yeah, can you believe Reese Witherspoon has never been kissed? It's like, no, no, I can't, because she's Reese Witherspoon. I'm pretty sure guys would be trying to fuck her every day of her life. Since Reese Witherspoon was 12, men have been saying horrible things to her. Like, yeah, never been kissed. Shut up. Okay. Well, I'm getting totally ADD, but I'll save my various movie rants for another stream. I guess I'll just say Not Another Teen Movie is a very funny movie for how much it just makes fun of that whole concept with Jamie as the main girl. And people just act like she's disgusting when she looks super normal. Anyway, so 219, 171, 158, 129, 118, 111, 107, 106. We gotta go past the first 8 to drop below $100 billion. All right, imagine Dr. Evil. Imagine how much money Dr. Evil was asking for. All right, Elon Musk could make Dr. Evil's dreams come true and still have most of his cash left over to spare. Kind of, and it's just, let me do that juxtaposition. So we got 219 billion, and then, oh boy, human tragedy and suffering on public display, asking desperately for any sort of help or aid because they have nothing else that they could even do. They need help. Oh, I know I have a bit of a like tick about like right clicking and left clicking. I don't know why. It's just a fucking like habit I've had. So I'm gonna try to keep it down on stream because I know it's sometimes distracting when I'm just constantly right clicking on the side of the page. All right, so with this one's extremely close to hitting its goal. So I kind of like that because it's like we know we're gonna make it. Good job, good job to the Dollos here. Both Dollos getting 1,500 in there. God damn, making my donation look like shit. Oh man, imagine if Elon Musk was here, just dropping like $10,000, $50,000, $100,000 on people donations. It would be like so cool and good, and it would certainly elevate him to the status of the Christ if he could, deign to give a shit about other people that way. But so let's see, what's going on with Sharon and Finn? Seeing remission here. Sounds like cancer. Maybe about kid. Okay. Hi, my name is Sherry Barbosa, and I'm raising funds for my sister Sharon and nephew Finn, so it's going to be Sharon's son. Life for this family has been unimaginable these last couple of years with my nephew battling a very aggressive brain tumor, and just when there is a glimpse of hope and he was finally in remission, the unthinkable happened on August 29th this year, so wow, that's like a week ago. Shit. Ryan Paredes, a devoted husband and father, suddenly passed away. This man has always gone above and beyond, always kind, doing good things for his family and helping others. He always made sure they were happy and taken care of. Now it's time as a community to come together and help my sister, an exceptional human being, herself and her son, to continue to navigate this very rough road ahead. So the little boy had brain cancer, or a brain tumor, and his dad just passed away. So that sucks. That's really sad. That's really sad, and it's just here, literally asking for help. Like, and conservatives are busy getting offended because Biden had red lighting behind him for a speech. Like, yeah, what great priorities. Any and all funds will continue to help Ben with his treatments and protocols and also assist with the day-to-day expenses. We are all stronger together. Let's get back to get someone who's given so much to so many. Please share. Well, all right. I'm convinced. Let's throw 50 their way. Yeah. And I don't know what the best thing to do with the tips is. So far for all these, I've just been doing a $1 tip because then I get, it's to help fund GoFundMe themselves. So like I don't not GoFundMe for like, it's like I don't knock Wikipedia for asking for money. Like, yeah, it's Wikipedia. They like, that's what they do. That's what they need. So no shade about any of that. I just also, I don't know what like, just I don't know. This is my own money I'm giving here, so I don't want to be sending too much of my own money just to GoFundMe. But so I've just been giving $1 a tip on all of my donations just to like help give GoFundMe a little bit of give them a little bit of something for facilitating these. And okay, so right now the browser window over here because I'm using my credit card. And I would rather not live stream what my credit card info is, as is tradition. Gonna start a note of something real quick. Because, yeah, I still don't. I've been making progress on all my other chores in life. So, I mean, this week, I think I'm going to actually be able to spend some improving the general stream experience and getting things a bit nicer looking. Okay, yeah, we can hit the donate. And okay, OBS back up again so I can. Okay, yeah. And yeah, so I'll just also do the easy Facebook push because I have a Facebook account that exists for this thing. And then because GoFundMe is a little wonky, but yeah, there it is. That's me. That's me helping them. Doing more for these folk than any single one of these concepts. So, now that we got Sharon and Finn a little bit closer to having some peace of mind in life. What? I mean, no child deserves a brain, right? Like that's not like a hard. I don't know. I'm not religious, so maybe I've seen religious people make really weird, crazy arguments about stuff. But I mean, as a not religious person, I can't think of any reason a child deserves a brain tumor. If if I had those god powers and I could snap my fingers and just make it so like brain tumors don't happen to anyone younger than 18, like I would do that. That's why it's kind of hard to be impressed with the like authority of most monotheistic gods because it's like God sees everything. So that means every time someone gets raped or murdered, God watches it happen. And not to toot my own horn, but if I had divine ultimate power and I saw someone getting raped, I would stop it. And by my own standards, that's certainly a lot better than God seems to manage. I think it's like a Woody Allen quote or something. Woody Allen's like a weird guy, so this ain't praising him, but I think it's like the quote. I think he got asked like if you died and you like got to like meet God face to face, like what would you say? And I think if I'm attributing it to him rightly, but I think his answer was you've got a lot to explain for. Like you've got a lot of explaining to do, man. Because it's like, yeah, I get that. If I met God, I'd just be like, so how many children did you watch get raped today? Like what do we talk about? Like, I'm me, you know what I'm gonna say. So it's like, sh- okay, like, should I just like pick up and like throw a little heavenly pedal like at him and be like, shame on you, God, shame on you, God, for watching all those children who got raped today get raped, and you just watched. That's really fucked. That's a really bad mindset. People probably shouldn't be thinking of the world this way because it's. Hey. Oh god, yeah. I totally have ADHD, and I've got so many thoughts. I've got so many thoughts and feelings. I've got a little bit of spit on my screen here, so I'm realizing that you don't. It doesn't look like I'm wiping my. Now I'm just wiping my screen way too much. Okay, it's very clean. It's very visible. Definitely the religion stream. That's not even going to be a stream. That's going to be like religion stream part. You know that's just going to be. There'd be a lot of ground to cover. I'll put some. I'll plant some of the seeds on my not being terribly fond of the religions of the world, but that can be another stream today. Today. We're just gonna I'm just gonna try to be quick because there's a lot of people on this list, and I mean for any one person, I mean I was hearing something recently or like a month ago about Elon Musk, like something years ago he like flashed his genitals at a like an air stewardess on like his private plane or something, and then he like offered her a bunch of money to not say anything about, and like I don't yeah maybe that didn't happen, but I mean, I was hearing about like a story, so it seemed like something happened, and like that's just, I read it. I'll say too. I mean, when it comes to Musk specifically, I read this. It'd be nice to find it, but I read this like actually pretty long, in-depth article a couple of years ago, so it's not like a new one, but it was talking about just what the actual like working environment was like at Tesla and how Elon just based on like interviews with all sorts of people and like people who formerly worked there, just what Elon was actually like as like a manager slash CEO slash like employee. And the main takeaway from that was that Elon sounds like he sounds like a thin-skinned autistic man child, and he approaches his work in that same way. And it sounds like it sounds like one of the biggest problems at Tesla was the fact that Elon Musk was running it and that he's just a fucking weird asshole. And like I get it, dude. I'm on the spectrum. I love showing people the Monty Python clips, but like when you're in a business meeting and you're showing people the Monty Python clips and no one's laughing because it's like a serious business meeting and like shit's on the line, like I don't know, man. He's how old is Elon? Let me just double check because this will. How old is Elon Musk? All right, like you're 50, dude. What's your excuse, man? You should know better. You should know better. Fucking 51. What? Why would you name a child that? Anyway, Jesus. Okay, Elon Musk. Let's see. What I'm just gonna not. Oh God. Okay, I'll read the. Let's see. Okay. Mm. Damn, what a great system we live under. Truly, merit, hard work, and innovation are being appropriately rewarded. Remember when from 2020 to 2021, Elon Musk uh, single-handedly created the COVID vaccine, I guess, right? Is that if one individual created the COVID-19 vaccine, I could maybe see $100 billion going that way. I mean, that'd still be a lot, but it's like, I mean, damn, I usually imagine making a vaccine requires like a lot of people in a lot of different places all kind of working together and collaborating for months and months. So grueling work, but I mean, I guess if like one guy pulled it off, I'd be like, okay, maybe that's worth 100 billion. I mean, last I remember, it seems like Teslas are kind of pretty shit cars, and I mean, it's a fucking car. It's not that impressive. Oh, it's a car that runs on a battery. Like, wow, cool. You're totally this guy. If people, there definitely weren't electric cars in like the 20s. It's definitely not a ancient idea that's, as far as I'm aware, mostly been dependent on like battery technology getting a lot better. Which again, how much does that have to do with this fucker? All right. Elon Musk co-founded 6 companies, including electric car maker Tesla, rocket producer SpaceX, and tunneling startup Boring Company. Neat. I operate on the physics approach to analysis. You boil things down to the first principles or fundamental truths in a particular area, and then you reason up from there. Wow. Fucking give him all my money. Fuck it. Fuck these GoFundMes. Can Elon Musk start GoFundMe so I can just give all of my net worth to him? Because clearly he'll turn it into just so much more uh, cars. Because that's the problem, with global warming. It's like we don't have enough electric cars. If only we had more electric cars, then whatever. Fucking hell. Okay, yeah, let's get on to someone else. Okay, Bezos. Jeff Bezos founded e-commerce giant Amazon in 1994 out of his garage in Seattle. He stepped down as CEO to become executive chairman in July 2021. Man, he must be working really, really hard then, every single day. He goes to bed, he wakes up, he's made like millions and millions of dollars during the time when he was sleeping. He's got that hustle, grind, dream set. Right? He hustles and grinds even in his dreams. That's why he makes money even when he's not working, because he's always he has paper with his name on it, and the paper says that when work happens at these other places by other people, he gets money because of the other things that other people are doing, because there's paper with his name on it, and we pay taxes to a government that ensures that him having his name on those papers means that, I mean, if this $171 billion wasn't in Jeff Bezos' bank account, then, I mean, 2-day shipping would stop working. We wouldn't be able to get the Amazon Prime 2-day shipping if it wasn't for his life force continuing to supply chakra energy to the Amazon dragon. Let's read our one quote. It's like, I don't know what the fuck Forbes is. I mean, they're like a publication, like whatever. Okay, they exist, but just it's like I don't know. I just can't imagine. I guess just if I think about anyone who's working for or reading Forbes, I don't know what I would have to talk with them about. That's neat. She's cute. I don't know why right wingers complain about dyed hair all the time. It makes them sound like fucking idiots. Dyed hair is like super hot. Giving up all that good giving up all that good punk alt pussy. That punk girl pussy. The pussy. Got me acting a fool. I didn't think I'd regret trying and failing, and I suspected I would always be haunted by a decision to not try at all. Alright, Wayne Gretzky over here. Wayne fucking Gretzky. Jeff Bezos. Alright, two peas in a pod. Why is this graph this way? There's not even a vertical axis on it. What the fuck is the point of that? Why can't you just have a 0 and then have things scaled on the 0? Bernard Arnault and family. Okay, I've never heard of this guy. Another fucking fashion. What the? Why? Oh, this is just me being an autistic white boy. I don't spend money on clothes. I really don't. I don't spend money on clothes. I spend very little money on clothes. I don't get it. because I don't care about what other people's, I don't care about people's flows, so it's just, it's like examining alien culture for me to just be like, okay, so people do actually care that someone else is wearing a Louis Vuitton name brand $10,000 coat, like, because I'm the kind of guy where just if I find out that you're wearing like a $10,000 name brand sweater, I'm just like, wow, you're a piece of shit. Like, fuck you. My sweaters are like $50. Like, my sweaters are $50 and they're wonderful. The fuck are you blowing money on? Like, there's, fucking Kanye with like his $400 white t-shirts. Like, there's other people in this world, Kanye. There's other people. I think Chad needs some of that fucking Yeezus t-shirt money, you ass. Yeah. Okay, so Bernard Arnault. He's number 3 right now. France. All right. So I don't recognize his name as much. I mean, if he's this high up on the list, I probably like heard of him at some point. I was looking into this at some point, but $158 billion. Bernard Arnault oversees the LVMH empire of some 70 fashion and cosmetics brands, including Louis Vuitton and Sephora. Oh, Sephora, that's like that store in the mall that my mom would sometimes go into, and then I would have to just try to occupy myself looking at all the pretty colorful things in the Sephora. I guess that's the one thing, if someone doesn't give a shit about makeup, I guess the one thing I'll give Sephora is that, at least as an artist, it is a visually stimulating environment. All the little colorful little makeup things all arranged. There's at least a little bit of satisfaction to be gained from that. Whereas again, being in like a designer clothing store just makes me want to like burn the place down. Unironically, I mean, I don't go in them ever, I don't. But it's like if I just, I guess it's like I'm trying to think. It's like how much money would I have to be paid to like just spend 8 hours standing in a Louis Vuitton store? Like I don't know. It would take some amount of money. Because I feel like if I was just stand, right, just chilling in a Louis Vuitton store for an hour, like I think I'd start like reaching for my pocket knife and I'd want to just start like slashing the coats. I'd want to start destroying all the clothing. Just be look at how worthless it is. Me with my $20 knife. These. Am I? It's like I'm destroying tens of thousands dollars worth of clothing products, and it's like, am I? Am I really though? Because if it's that easy, it feels like it maybe shouldn't be worth that much. Yeah, I don't know. Fuck designer clothing. It's like it's really expensive, and it's just. I admit there's a little bit of my own bias here that just the audits in me just like I cannot care. I cannot care. Like I don't know why. It's all designer clothing means is that you had a lot of money to blow, and it's just like, why am I supposed to be impressed with that? Rich, you can be an absolutely monstrous piece of shit and have enough money for designer clothing. So like, why am I supposed to be impressed with that? Right? It's just arbitrary bullshit. I see myself as an ambassador of French heritage and French culture. Damn, I'm not feeling too bad about the fact that I haven't been to Europe yet now. What we create is emblematic. It's linked to Versailles, to Marie Antoinette. Unlike a lot of people, I don't have the knee-jerk hatred for Marie Antoinette, because from what I understand, it sounds like she was mostly kind of just scapegoated. I mean, like she was the queen, but she was also a she, so I don't think she was really... Like, I don't think, like, it wasn't, like, her idea to, like, just blow all the royal money and not be able to take care of the country. Like, that was definitely more on Louis. That was definitely more on Louis's fault there, as the king. So, I don't know, whatever. Fuck this guy. He sucks. Billy G! Oh, these are rookie numbers, Billy. What are you doing? What are you doing? I'm on a Windows computer right now. I'm on Windows right now, Billy. Fuck is up? Bill Gates turned his fortune from software firm Microsoft into diversified holdings, including investments, zero carbon energy. That's an oddly Diversified holdings, including investment. That, I feel like there's an article missing from that sentence. Now, I hear a lot about Bill Gates' charity, and this is the thing where we could do the deep dive where I'm sure it's a mixed bag if we actually look into it. You know, I mean, reducing malaria and like getting equipment and treatment for malaria sounds good to me, but you can't just take these motherfuckers on the pretenses they put out. I'm sure if I do some looking and some deep diving, I'm gonna find some really weird shit that Bill Gates is up to. And just in terms of him having the reputation for being Mr. Philanthropy, I mean, this is, this is something I only like kind of heard about or thought about recently, but I mean, I think it really does like really kind of cuts out the base on this billionaire philanthropy, which is look at this wealth history and notice how Mr. Philanthropy, oh, he donates so much, he's so charitable, he's doing so many good, useful things with his wealth. Why the fuck does he keep having more money then? How much charity is he really doing if he keeps having more money? The GoFundMe's are right here. Hey, Mr. Gates, you wanna like make the world a better place and help uplift your fellow human man who you are able to totally relate to because you're not a psychopath. You're not an isolated rich psychopath at all. Like maybe, there's a $26 billion difference here. I'll do it. I'll figure out some good stuff to do with that 26 billion. Just put in like an account. I can have like the the administrative role there. I'll divvy the money out to various places, like maybe every 2 weeks. I'll give you you get the final sign off. It's your money, sir. So every 2 weeks you'll get the itemized like sign off, the itinerary, inventory. I don't know what it would be. But I'll give you that list, and you can just verify that. Like, yes, okay. It's not. I'm not putting in like my personal accounts or something. No. I'm giving it all to the good causes and to various charities and groups, and I don't know. I'm doing the Billionaire Buster. If I had the $26 billion, I mean, I'd have to at least drop $1 billion of that on some GoFundMe. It's like, come on. I know where I came from. I remember my roots. But yeah, I mean, he could do that. Like, I'll just do it. I'll just do it for free. I'll just start throwing that money around at good causes. He'll get the final sign off. I mean, I feel like Doctors Without Borders could use an extra $1 billion this year. As long as he agrees. It's like all he has to do is just look at the little sheet and sign off on all that human happiness we'd be creating. So, if you're in Bill Gates' circle, let him know that he needs to get back to me on how we can do that. And, I'll use his money to make the world a better place, and he won't even hardly have to do any work. He's so rich, he wouldn't even really need to put any effort in to make the world a better place. Money has no utility to me beyond a certain point. I'm going to kill myself. I can't even fit. I deliberately wasn't reading that, so I didn't quite take it in. But now I just read that first sentence there after everything I just said, and like I want to die. I mean, I don't want to die, but I think when people kill themselves, it might be a feeling kind of like this. I don't know. I'll say I want to kill myself because if I talk about anything else I'm feeling, I'm going to break YouTube TOS. Its utility is entirely in building an organization, getting the resources out to the poorest in the world. I guess I'll have to do a Bill Gates episode. I mean, shit. In terms of relevant content, I guess doing like a deep dive on each billionaire and their failures and inadequacies. That's actually not a bad idea. I'm not gonna do it now. Now we're just going down the list. We're gonna see how far we get. But since Mr. G here, this is what he cares about. I mean, in his own words, it's not like the money has a utility for him past a certain point. So you know what? I know a way to help. I know a way to help this guy out. I can help him further his own goals. You just take that chunk of the graph, and I'll make sure it goes to some good places. All right, engine's honor. All right, like I don't know what the fuck I just said there. I'm just cultural osmosis. You just hear phrases and terms from a million different places, and which one's sticking in your head you don't know. But just wait, honest engine, is that the term? That's obviously I'm aware that's not a great term. I'm aware. I'm aware. I'm gonna stop saying it. It's the first time in my life I ever say it, and I'm like, wait a minute, shit. Sorry to any Native Americans watching this. My bad. My bad. White boy did a racism again. I'm actually sorry. I am sorry. I did not think it through. And yet line goes up. I Yeah, we're gonna that definitely be a good direction for these streams. We'll do some episodes. We'll do like a stream where I'll because if I just we're not gonna do it now, but I'll just show you what I mean. We can just we'll just take a look. We'll just take a look. See that? This is why we gotta vote for Donald Trump to drain the swamp. He built the wall. There was totally a wall, and he built it. That's a real thing he did. That's why we gotta keep electing him, because eventually he'll get to the bottom of this. All those photos were Trump's with Epstein. That was him doing. He was investigating. He was investigating. It's like why I was at those Klan meetings. You gotta understand. I was investigating the Klan. That's why I was wearing a hood at their meetups. I'm on your side. Curious. This can be. Yeah, I don't know much about Modi, but he sounds. I've heard he's a right winger, and I don't like that. So, um, yikes, my dude. Whew. All right. Let's take a. God, Bill Gates. Bill Gates got me feeling feelings there. Known as the Oracle of Omaha. God, finance is just Warren Buffett is one of the most successful investors of all time. What the fuck is money even? What the fuck even is money? Oh, see, he was at 82, and then all the COVID lockdown shit, so he dropped 25%. And then he fucking went up another 50%, and then he went up another, like. What the fuck is this graph? The scaling on this is like. I can't figure out how this is. Like, the scaling here seems. Like, this seems like a much. I mean, okay, 18 plus 4 is 22. It's like 3, 23, 29. I feel like the scaling on these is like not exactly proportional. There's something off with the y-axis. But regardless, bro, he's like totally an oracle. Like, dude, he's like the oracle of Omaha, my dude. Man, what a bunch of what a bunch of fucking losers. Fucking cringe. Yeah, that's my problem with the billionaires. I just think that the people who, you know, have more money than God should be like not a bunch of cringeworthy psychopaths who I'm not going to say the rest of whatever I was thinking there because it was just going to be vulgar. Rational people don't risk what they have and need for what they don't have and don't need. Bite me. Okay, whatever. You're old. Just have a heart attack sometime, okay? Larry Page. Yeah, my country, the USA, we're we're really good at certain things. Larry Page stepped down as CEO of Alphabet, the parent of Google. If you don't know, there's a higher up company called Alphabet that was the people at Google like created Alphabet to just exist as like an umbrella for some stuff because actually the actual organization and naming of like businesses and business units can get really weird and arbitrary and is totally dependent on legal stuff. A lot of companies have like a holding company that like they assign like patents and assets to, and like the holding company is under the main umbrella, and it's like, and I don't even know the exact financial because it's going to depend on like the countries they're operating in, and that shit's all complicated, and so whatever. But just as an FYI, Alphabet is technically the like top of the umbrella above Google. But like Alphabet doesn't make anything on its own. Alphabet just like exists as like the business entity that holds the other like actual businesses. There's not like Alphabet products. All right, Larry Page stepped down as CEO of Alphabet, the parent of Google, in December 2019, but remains a board member and a controlling shareholder. So you never lose a dream; it just incubates as a hobby. Okay, whatever. Compared to the Bill Gates one, I can't muster much of anything for that. The Bill Gates one had me talking about killing myself. Man, he must have really taken some important risk and done some serious innovation to merit the rewarding of his super hard work. There are people who work like 60 hours, 80 hours a week doing manual labor, and what those fucking chumps don't understand is that to the system they're not actually important, and that the system does not care if they die. It doesn't care. If you're a truck driver and you're poor and depressed and in debt and you blow your brains out, no one, basically no one with political or economic power in this country will notice. And if they were explicitly told about it, they would be confused why the fuck someone was telling them about some shithead they don't care about. You're just bugs that do work, and they get the honey. You're the worker bee. This is totally an improvement from feudalism. We definitely aren't just having capitalism degrade into feudalistic lord holdings and fiefdoms. Definitely not. If you work for Walmart and you don't like it, you could quit. You could quit your job at Walmart and you could go work for some other big company like Amazon or Google or Microsoft, and that would be totally different. I always think back to the antebellum, to the slaveholding South, and I always just think about how tragic it was that slaves were forced to work a particular plantation, and they didn't have the freedom to quit and go work on a different plantation. Imagine how much better the lives of the slaves would have been if they could choose who their plantation master was. That's freedom right there. I am being sarcastic. Sergey Brin. Okay, also Google. Well, that makes okay. That explains why he's like right next to the other guy. Then they're probably like they got like an equal divvy up. It's like I think they're like the two they're like the two founders of Google. So they got like an equivalent thing there. Sergey Brin stepped down as president of Alphabet, parent company of Google, in December 2019, but remains a controller, shareholder, and a board member. Obviously, everyone wants to be successful, but I want to be looked back on as being very innovative, very trusted and ethical, and ultimately making a big difference in the world. Well, have I got an idea for you, Sergey? I got a fucking idea for you. You could become the personal. It's like when Superman like saves someone's life, and it's like they're like yeah, and Superman's got like the like sun behind him, and he's just like, "You're safe now. I'm here." And it's like and he actually did like save their life from like the collapsing building or the like runaway train, and they're like, "Oh my god, fucking Superman!" And then it's like for the rest of their lives, they're like, "Superman saved my life." Like, all right, I don't know, dude. I bet Chad would appreciate $5,000. Maybe you could like hook a brother up. Uh, I'm gonna take a quick bathroom break. I've been going for 50 minutes here, so quickie bathroom break. Then we'll get back on it. All right, back. My mission to pits was successful. And you know what? Oh yeah, 50 minutes here. Let's do more for someone than any of these billionaires could. I mean, apparently, I've got more capacity to directly help a fellow human being than any of these men. And it's mostly men. All right, let's see. How? No offense, I mean, because 1,000's nothing, but I've seen this one on here like every time I've done it. I'm just like, when does it end? I'm just curious. When does it end? I don't even know what the details about it are. I don't even know what like the problem was because I haven't clicked on it because they've just been like past their goal every time, and I'm still not gonna click on it. Haha, get fucked. I mean, don't get fucked. I mean, you're doing solid there. And you know what? I kept mentioning Chad because, by golly, his picture here sure does look traumatic. So let's take a look. My hairy brother. I relate to the amount of hair on his body. Hello, my name is Casey, Chad's girlfriend. All right, Casey and Chad. That's a cute set of names. Almost a week ago, Chad was in a horrific accident where he totaled his motorcycle. That sucks. His injuries consist of a broken neck, broken ribs, shattered wrist, bruised lungs, a punctured liver, kidney trauma, as well as cuts, bruises, and swelling over his upper body. He is in a drug-induced coma. I'm guessing a medically drug-induced coma. He's not like in a coke coma. He is in a drug-induced coma and on a ventilator. I am with him every day. This will be a long road to recovery, which means he will be out of work for quite some time. If you can help financially in any way, please do. And if not, at least say a prayer for him. We appreciate all of you. And okay, we had an update yesterday, and I like to see the updates just to see, like, are things better, are things worse? Sometimes it's like, there's a little, like, hopeful, like, oh, he's gotten better since we started. We saw that a couple streams ago of, like, the one kid, where it's just like, the start of the thing was like, he's been mauled by a dog, damn, shit's bad, and then the update was like, he's walking again. It's like, that's progress. I'm a progressive. I like the progress. I'm a gamer. I like when the bars get filled and the numbers get bigger, all right? I like progress. Let's see the update here. We are still hanging in there. I am by his side every day, all day. They are not ready to wake him yet due to some healing issues. They are positive he will get through this. It's just going to take time and patience. Keep us in your prayers. We appreciate all of you. All right. Okay, yeah, Donald Simpson. Ooh, Donald Simpson up here. Putting the charity on his back. All right. Let's give Chad a little bit of human care and support. And okay, I'm gonna once again, I don't want my credit card number and CV on the page on the live stream. And we'll give that the Facebook side hustle. I don't know if there's like a term for that kind of like plug-in, like you share the thing. Whatever. I just words exist to be used, and so I use them. All right, there we are. We are billionaire busting. Because sometimes what's frustrating is just I guess probably one of the main. I mean, there's a million things that's frustrating. I guess I do find it a little frustrating if I'm just in terms of like what I actually personally get frustrated about with this kind of stuff is just it's just like how I've been using this phrase a little bit before, but it's like it's screaming at me. The financial, economic, resource disparity and the despair that follows from that disparity. It's screaming in my face. I have to live every day of my life. Like, that's part of why I'm like, I started doing this, and I feel really motivated about it, because it's like, for my own sake, I need to do something about it. It's just, if every time when you went outside there were like 1,000 abandoned puppies, like desperately barking and like whining and begging for food, like, I mean, I feel like at some point, just as a moral person, you'd want to you'd buy some food to throw out to them, right? Just to, because you could even be a psychopath, and at least throwing some food out to the dogs would make the whining and the barking stop for a little bit. Like, even on a psychopath, there's a mutually beneficial. I'm saying a psychopath in terms of like you don't actually get any sort of like empathetic, emotional, because I get where it's just I'm a human. This guy's a human. I've been in a vehicle before. I've observed. I've seen videos of what a car. I've seen action movies. I know what car and motorcycle accidents look like. I'm aware of what they can do to a human body. Here's what they're doing to this human body. I'm a human. I have a body. Like, I can recognize that, like, this sucks. This sucks for him. And just I don't know, as a species, I feel like we do better when we work together. It's kind of the whole, apes aren't unique in that aspect, but like, yeah, we're a social species, it's like I think orangutans are like the only apes that are like kind of solitary. Like they kind of more just hang out solo, but all the other, chimps and gorillas and bonobos, they're all in a group because there's strength in numbers. It's the reason that wolves can hunt mooses, and it's the way that meerkats can keep themselves from getting wiped out by like coyotes and foxes. They're working together, and just as humans, this is we gotta take those animal instincts and we gotta build bigger and better things on top of them to actually like work together. Because I don't know. It's just one of those things, and it's why I can't like fuck with like the right wing and the nationalist stuff, because just I don't see the end game for it. Right, with the right wing nationalism, like just I don't know what the end game for it is. Is it just that eventually your one country like takes over and rules the whole world? It's like, okay, and like what then? Are you going to be able to actually like focus on improving the world and making life better for people then? Like, why can't we just start that now? Why does why does Nazi Germany need to take over all of Europe for them to implement what I mean? Nazi Germany is the really extreme example because obviously they believed a bunch of really vicious, horrible stuff. But just any of that, like I don't know. I just to me personally, if I had the choice, where in 200 years I've got a future where where America is like taking over the world and like all countries have been subsumed as territories of the great USA, and I have like the world where all the countries have kind of created like a more powerful UN where there's still like regional administration to deal regional concerns, but we've all kind of collectively like formed more of a worldwide union that sees to and addresses the like needs and concerns of humanity as a whole. Like I like that more. That sounds better. That sounds like a good place to be at. All right. All right. So that was our second donation. Let's look at another billionaire. Hi, Larry. You have $106 billion, don't you? That's fucking incredible. He's the chairman, chief technology officer, and co-founder of software giant Oracle, of which he owns about 35%. When people start telling you that you're crazy, you just might be onto the most important innovation in your life. All right, Oracle, you guys make software. It's not that fucking special. No shade against Oracle, but off the top of my head, I can't think of anything Oracle does that like no other company is also like. It's all just a bunch of software and like SaaS and like cloud stuff, and like it can be perfectly good, fine, functional software. Like, but it's also it's the thing I was thinking. I was saying it with Bezos, where like if Bezos has a heart attack tomorrow, the 2-day Prime shipping will not be interrupted. I'm pretty sure all the Oracle software and cloud services, if this guy like got in a car crash and died tonight, like I think all the Oracle shit would still keep working. Which to me is again one of those things that speaks to like, so why does he need to be the one that has all the fucking money? It's like, what would you say you do here? Why organize a system that way? It's one of the issues with monarchies, is that like monarchies, you got so much power concentrated in the king, and then it's like if the king dies, like having a peaceful transfer of power in a monarchy can be like a real shit show. If you've ever seen Game of Thrones, I mean, Game of Thrones, it's a pretty richly detailed story, but I mean, for anyone who doesn't know, the kind of the big inciting incident of like season 1, book 1, is that King Robert Baratheon dies due to a hunting accident, because he was potentially being given like way, way, way overly strong alcohol, so that like fucked him up. So that's part of why he ended up dying in the hunting accident. No, but that's like a whole mystery for characters to try to figure out. But it's like, and then it's the ascension of his firstborn son, Joffrey, to the throne, and it's like, and that's where the shit show starts. And that's where all the like civil war and pillaging and death and rape and murder and kidnapping and all the like horrible, tragic, brutal medieval kingdom feudal shit that happens in like Game of Thrones. A lot of it is because of the fucked up transfer of power of the monarchy that happens when Robert Baratheon dies. So it's one of those things. Like I'll give the American government like, hey, we aside from fucking McDonald Trump in 2020, like every time we've had a president die, I give our nation credit for this. Every time the president's died, the vice president assumed office, and it didn't completely tear the whole system down. Like the power is more evenly distributed. I do computer networking. It's one of those things with networking where it's like generally want to try to avoid having a single point of failure. Because a single point of failure is just if you have like a network and there's one router that connects the network to the internet, then that one router is a single point of failure. Because if that router goes down, then it's all fucked. So that's why, like, if you're doing like robust design for a company, you have two routers that are in like a main and secondary relation with each other, and you give each of those routers like two connections to an ISP. Like usually at home, you got your one connection to your ISP, but if you're like a business, you'll have on each router you'll have like one connection going to Comcast and like one connection going to Verizon, and one might just be a failover. It might be a a lower capacity, like cheaper connection because you're not like using it usually, but it's like, hey, if the main line on Comcast goes down, it fails over to the Verizon line, and if the primary router fault goes down, someone unplugs it, or there's a power, whatever the fuck happens. There's a software error or glitch. A mouse crawls inside of the thing and takes a poop on the circuits. You got the second router, and things will fail over, and it'll go out of that, so you don't have a single point of failure. That's how you make that's how you make a network a bit more robust. That's how a lot of the modern internet stuff is. It's like if you're going to a website, you're not just going to like one server and that's where that website is. It's like stuff like DDoS protection and content delivery networks. It's like there's 100 servers in 10 different locations that can all serve you up that website. I think of it as the way where it's like if North America sunk into the ocean, from what I understand, in terms of like their own backups and redundancy, if North America sunk into the ocean, Google's search engine wouldn't actually lose any data because they have enough backup and redundancy spread between different fucking continents that America could get hit by a massive meteorite that just obliterates the entire landmass and kills 1 billion people, me included, and all the Google servers in Europe and Asia and Africa would like still be able to work and provide search index website listings to people. Like, so capitalism, it's like you just got these rich cunts at the top, and no one can really tell what it is that they do, because you ever go to work one day and the CEO wasn't in that day and you didn't notice because like who gives a shit? Because how often do you talk to the CEO? Like, what the like? I don't know what my CEO at my company. I mean, we're a decently run company, so like I believe that my CEO does work. I believe it. He seems like a perfectly fine guy. Nothing against him. He's also not a billionaire, so it's like, I mean that's the whole thing. I'm fine with if there's a person who's like the buck stops here, they've got the most responsibility, they've got the final authority. I'm okay with that person getting paid a bit more money. That's one of the things people don't get about socialism. Like, socialism is okay with like people having like different amounts of compensation. It's just like it's got to be based on something. It's got to be based on something. like from a socialist perspective, if you have a restaurant and it's like the head chef makes 20% more than the standard chefs, and they make 30% more than the sous chef. Hopefully, I'm not like misrepresenting how those roles within a kitchen function. I hope I'm not. I don't have the most experience, right? But it's like from a lefty perspective, like that can be fine. Like that can be fine. No one actually has a problem with that because I can just say, I'm a lefty. I have jobs. I've had jobs before. All right. If at my one job, if my manager was making 20% more than me, it's like I was fine with that. It's like I like my manager. He does work. He does all kinds of work dealing with people and meetings and phone calls that I don't want to fucking do. It's like I don't even want that. Like you could pay me what you pay him, and like I don't want to be I don't want to be spending 12 hours a week in phone calls, fucking talking to all the random yahoos we got to corral and manage. Like I'm happy that my manager gets paid that extra 20% to deal with all the bullshit. Like that's fine. It's just the CEO shit where it's like, at Oracle. I mean, how many people at Oracle are worth more than $1 billion? If we go far enough down the list, maybe we'll find them, right? But do you get what I'm saying? How many of the people at Oracle are even worth 1/100th of what this guy is? And I just, I don't think it's like crazy to point out that seems relative to like the effort, the work, the skill, a bit disproportionate. With sports teams, I know like sports contracts can maybe be a bit like weirdly inflated with certain teams because some teams have more money to throw around, right? But if it's something, if LeBron James is making like 10 times as much money as the lowest paid player on the team, like I think among the basketball players on that basketball team, like they can get that and they can accept that because it's like it's LeBron James, like he's pretty fucking good at balling. Like okay, 10 times, right? But if LeBron James was making like 200 times as much as the like second string guys on his team, see, I imagine at that point it'd be a bit like you'd have some of those guys on the team being like, man, I'm having to spend like a lot of money because my mom's going through cancer treatment. I'm a significant amount of the money I make being on this pro basketball team is actually being chewed up by my mother's medical expenses, and here's LeBron James making 500 million. Like that'd be, I don't know, it'd be kind of douchey. Like you can't spread some of those millions around to the rest of us, dude? Damn, didn't know you thought that highly of yourself. And I'm using LeBron James as an example here. I don't, off the top of my head, I know literally nothing about what any of his compensation or contracts ever were. So I'm just using him as a hypothetical example because in terms of sports, there are actual stats where you can actually look and say that, oh, LeBron James like is better at basketball than arguably every other person on earth. It's the only other people you can argue, there's a very very small tiny group of people who you can potentially argue are better at basketball than LeBron James. So it's like there's at least an actual merit there. But I mean, Larry Ellison and Oracle, if this is hubris and reflects poorly on me, then please judge me, but like I feel like I could do this guy's job. I'll just say it. That applies to all these guys. I mean, I'll say from the Elon Musk article I read, I could do Elon Musk's job a lot better than he could. From what I've heard, from what I've read, I mean, just from what I've read, interviews from people who were actually like, working under Elon Musk and just, reports about the things he does and the way he acts and operates, like, I could run Tesla better than Elon Musk does. Because Elon Musk sucks as a CEO. He's like an impulsive asshole. Like, that's awful. I don't know, I think about Donald Trump this way, where it's like with Donald Trump, it's more relevant when he was president, but the way I always kind of just ended up like boiling it down to my mind is that if it were up to me, if if I had a TGI Fridays and I needed to hire a new manager for the TGI Fridays, the one at the mall, I wouldn't trust Donald Trump to manage a TGI Fridays. And no shade at the TGI Fridays managers. I mean, there's certain basic competencies I would want to see from somebody before they could do that job. I mean, I think I could manage a TGI Fridays, but like I also think my dad could manage a TGI. Heck, my dad would probably be a lot better at that than me. He's got more restaurant experience. I mean, my sister could manage a TGI Fridays better than Donald Trump. Literally every single one of my coworkers, I would rather have be the manager of a TGI Fridays than Donald Trump in terms of properly managing the place and like keeping things running. Can you imagine working at TGI Fridays and strip away all the wealth but keep the same personality and mindset? Imagine Donald Trump's the manager. That would suck. That would suck so much. The only thing you could do as an employee would be to figure out just how much he's like a dumbass who's vulnerable to flattery and lying. And I guess that's my thing. I would sometimes have the thought, like, if I worked in the Trump White House, I would just lie to him. I would just tell him whatever he wanted to hear and then go and do whatever the fuck I wanted to anyway and just lie to him because he's like clearly a fucking idiot who can't keep track of like which shoe goes on which foot. I know there was some example, I think, where it was like General Mattis, where he like received an order from Trump and it was to like drone strike and like assassinate someone. And it would have been like really, really bad and stupid to do that. So when Mattis got that order, he was just like, yeah, we'll get right on that. And then he just threw it in the trash and never did it. And like, Trump's not on the ball enough to even like have realized that his own general just like blatantly fucking lied about killing a guy he was ordered to kill. And like, good on Mattis for that. That's a good awareness of power to just be like, oh, yeah, I forget whatever movie quote it is, but it's just like, and I'm refusing to obey that order on account of it's a dumb fucking order. Like, good on Mattis there, being an actual like military man a bit and just being like, oh yeah, let's just tell him we did it. They literally, General Mattis, the like fucking White House top, a top-ranking military, decades of experience, respected by the troops. A guy who I probably, even if I have disagreements with him, if you had a TGI Fridays and General Mad Dog Mattis was the manager, that TGI Fridays would be fucking bussin'. They'd be getting those appetizers out. They would be upselling on the drinks. That TGI Fridays would be the gem of the Ohio State TGI Fridays franchise if you had General Mad Dog Mattis leading as the manager. All right, I can give the guy credit there for competency. And again, I mean, let's just note that 5-star military generals, I'm sure they get a 6-figure salary. I don't think it's even $1 million though. I'd be surprised if it's like even approaching $1 million. I mean, the presidency itself is like 400K. I mean, and like Congress is like 130. Like Congress is like the salary for a U.S. federal congressperson is like 150K or something. Like it's a fine. But just compare, right? I mean, just compare how much we think. I mean, I think the salary for Congress is like. I mean, maybe it could be like a little, or there's all sorts of externalities they have to deal with. I am going off. I absolutely have ADHD, and I don't apologize for that because I'm having fun. I'm on a roll. That's what it feels like from my end. I'm just on. It's just point after point. They all just chain together. It's beautiful. It's perfect. Yeah, but so that's Yeah, it's just some. I mean, that's part just why I'm like I'm not impressed with these people. You read about what their actual like day to day is, or how they are professionally, and I mean, I'll find the article. You know, maybe I'll do this. I'll do that in a little bit before I end stream. I'll see if I can find that Elon Musk article, and it's just reading that article. I mean, I don't know. I have enough self confidence and self worth that I can read about how this guy operates as a like business owner, manager, CEO, and I can. To me, it's. I'll put it this way. To me, it's pretty easy to say that just like, oh yeah, I could do that better. Like I am better than Elon Musk. I am. I know that. I feel it. It's my truth. It's in my heart. I feel like I'm better than him. And I mean, you know, I mean, shame on him for sucking ass so much when he's so rich. Like, what's his fucking excuse? And get got like a hair or an eyelash. Heck, it is, but it is. Something is rubbing on me. All right, let's see. Got to at least make it to 10. Got to at least get through more than 10 of them. Steve Ballmer is the high wattage for. Okay, I'm thinking of the one video of Bomber, and I'm gonna play it, and just seeing him described as high wattage. Is the high wattage former CEO of Microsoft who led the company from 2000 to 2014. Oh man, look at him. With somehow he's the only one here who like didn't have a giant dip in 2020. He's got the actual more, you know, this poor man was only being compensated 4 years after stepping down from CEO. With he only had managed to accumulate $38 billion of wealth. You know, they say it's a meritocracy, and yet giants like Bomber are forced to muddle through with a pittance. Thank God he's at what is truly much more divinely required number. Computer science is the operating system for all innovation. Fuck it. This is an old video. This doesn't mean anything, but just, seeing him described as high wattage, I have to play it. Fellow burst.
Developers, 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 developers. Developers, 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 developers. Yes!
That's $90 billion well allocated. Quick, Alex, resist your ADHD. Don't check in on Vosh's live stream. I mean, at least I know what the fuck Microsoft does, and they do make a lot of things. I just, the fucking just, it's clothing. It's clothing. Like, how is it better? How is the Louis Vuitton shit honestly any better than like what you can just find at a Ross, dress for less? Yeah, I've got a handful of basketball shorts that I just bought from a Ross because they were like $5 to $10 each, and I needed some cheap basic shorts. And I've had those shorts for like 4 or 5 years. They're shorts. They cover my thighs. It's like $40 worth of shorts has sustained me for half a decade. All right, someone not from the U.S. Guys from India. And I'll say in advance for any foreign names, I am going to genuinely try to pronounce them correctly, because in this context, the fact that it's a foreign name doesn't mean anything, so there's no humor there. This one also doesn't seem like a particularly hard name. I'm sure we've all seen some Indian names that for our English tongues were a Nebuchadnezzar Ian in their pronunciation. Mukesh Ambani. Mukesh Ambani chairs and run. Okay, I thought it was going to be a chair company. I'm losing it. All right, he chairs and runs $74 billion in revenue. Reliance Industries, which has interests in petrochemicals, oil and gas, telecom, and retail. So, okay, yeah, it's diversified. There's a few different things going there. Anything and everything that can go digital is going digital. India cannot afford to be left behind. Dude, you're Indian, man. You got fuck the GoFundMe, man. I know they still got slums in India. Nothing against India, I mean, it's whatever. It's it's a country. This is just. I mean, there are slums in America. So fuck, but it's just like. I mean, it's the same metric I guess I judge all billionaires by, and I'm thinking of India specifically, where it's just I don't. There's some real fucking poverty in India, and just there are whole shanty towns that the combined value and earnings and wealth of the thousands of people who live in some particular shanty town. I mean, it isn't even like 1/100% of this guy's wealth. What's that about humans? Kind of weird, right? And I mean that it applies to all the U.S. I mean, I'm from America. There's places. It's the whole thing. There's places in America that are very first world developed, and there are places in America that look like they haven't recovered from the Dust Bowl. All right, there are rough areas in America. Just most people don't go there. That's part of why they're so rough, because there's fucking nobody and nothing there. All right. Gautam Adani and family. Infrastructure tycoon Gautam Adani controls Mundra Port, India's largest port, in his home state of Gujarat. I'm just because like a port, that's a little different from like the other stuff we've seen. So let's take a look. What's Mundra Port look like? Ooh. Huh. I wonder. I'm betting these people aren't all part of the Anne family. So what are they doing at the port? Do they work there? Why would other people but his family and him be working at the port? What's that about? I thought it was his port. That's why it's all his money, because it's all his money from his port. And yet I see like 30 other fucking guys standing around. What's that all about? See, if these guys work hard enough, then one day they will just never. They can work 1,000 lifetimes and they'll never be even fucking close to this. It's a rat race, and you're the rat. It's a rat race, and he's the fucking scientist putting the cheese out for you to go get. I will make 1 trillion analogies before I stop streaming. Well, it's definitely a port. I'm not too knowledgeable about ports, but that definitely looks like a pretty sizable one. It's definitely a lot of shipments. So yeah, okay, I take it back. This guy can have $90 billion. That port does have a lot of crates on it, so he's fine. He's fine. Being an entrepreneur is my dream job, as it tests one's tenacity. I could never take orders from anyone. Why don't you become a UFC fighter, you fucking asshole? You want to test your tenacity? Go be one of those dudes who leads people on climbing expeditions up Mount Everest. All right, you want to test your tenacity? You're in a suit. You got well-kept hair. Where's your survivalist channel? All right, I want to see how Gautam Adani does when we dropped him with only a single camera and no supplies on this deserted island for 2 weeks. How will? In this week's episode of Adani Tenacity, I want to fucking see that show. Bear Grylls is not a billionaire, and you know he certainly demonstrated a lot of tenacity with all the piss he's had to drink. Ooh, Michael Bloomberg. See, in the 2020 election, I learned a whole bunch of reasons why this guy's a piece of shit. I'm gonna be. This guy is actually a piece of shit. Someone should do a TOS violation to him. It would be funny. Because this guy, it'd be its own whole stream. I'm just sitting here though. I'll just say this guy fucking sucks. This guy's awful. You know, I wish he could stop and maybe like become a better person. I don't think it's gonna happen. So I'll take the next best thing. But I mean, you know, my actual genie wish, I don't want harm to come on him. I want him to just, you know, maybe like not be aggressively, willingly, deliberately horrible and corrosive and really it's not really sexist. It's Michael Bloomberg, more like Michael Cunt. Michael Bloomberg co-founded financial information and media company Bloomberg LP in 1981. Whoop-de-doo. Organizations resist innovation, and those that do inevitably fail because people are more comfortable with what they know than what they don't. Well, I take back everything I've said. I think this man should have been our next president. He's like the 12th best capitalist in the world right now. I mean, no wonder he ran for president. You ever wonder if these billionaires, like, know that they're people and that they're just... Like, at any given day, he could just, like, trip and fall down the stairs and, like, have to go to the hospital and just be injured for like the rest of his life. Like that could just happen to him. He could change a light bulb in his house and fall off the step ladder and just need like full-time medical assistance for the rest of his fucking life. Right? His ape body is not any more special than any other apes. All right. If you go and you look at the skeletons in the graveyards, you can't tell how much money each of those skeletons had in life. Fucking hell. Carlos Slim Helu and family. Mexico's richest man. What was I saying about India and having like lots of slums and abject poverty that could like really benefit from help? Anyway, Mexico. Carlos Slim Helu and his family control America Mobile, Latin America's biggest mobile telecom firm. Well, okay, I'm sure this guy's led to all sorts of innovative developments in mobile telecom. I'm sure he's coming up with all sorts of ways to increase throughput and minimize management frame redundancy. On the service set. When you live for others' opinions, you are dead. I don't want to live thinking about how I'll be remembered. Well, you're knocking them out of the fucking park so far, my dude. That's a good philosophy for a shithead like him to have. Hell yeah, man. Be your best self. Don't let anyone ever slow you down with pointing out what a cunt you are. I'd love to meet this man so I could spit in his face. Cause spitting in the face, I guess that's considered assault, but it's not like battery. I mean, because I'd love to meet this man so I could like, you know, kick him in the nuts, but I don't know how much like a TOS line I'm crossing there by threatening violence and bodily harm against one of our world citizen saviors, kings. He's the prince of fucking Mexico. We all gotta bow down. again, I hate these graphs because just it's not. Just have a zero. Ugh. Hmm. And all I got after 2020 was 3 COVID shots. Oh well. Live your truth, man. Be your unrepentant, honest self. Don't hide yourself from the world. Be be a truly actualized. All right, here is Maslow's hero right here. The first truly actualized human. Not since Prince Siddhartha, the first Buddha, have we met a man so fully actualized. So so in line, his action, ideas, commitments, and deeds. Truly, he is a perfectly synergistic individual. His dick is heavy, and his brain is wrinkled. All right, now I'm just thinking of stuff that I actually just don't want to say, so I'll stop myself there. All right, we'll get to 15. We'll call it off. Okay, you know what? I can't be mad at girl boss. Slay queen. Quote, fuck quotes. Fuck quotes. You are woman and we will hear you roar. Let your chromosomes speak for themselves. Francois Betancourt Mayers, the granddaughter of the She worked really hard to be that guy's granddaughter, okay? You don't understand. She had a you don't know. You don't know you don't know how many long sleepless nights she had to toil away to be some French asshole's granddaughter. Granddaughter of the founder of L'Oreal is the richest woman in the world. Wow, and aren't we all? Hashtag that, ladies. Aren't we all? Aren't you inspired? Do you feel recognized? Can you see yourself? Like she's a woman, and she's the granddaughter of some rich capitalist asshole. You can do that too, girls. Believe in yourself. Believe in your grandfather's wealth, and you too. I wonder how much these like people would hate it. Like if there was like some like social party thing and they were at and I was there and it was just like, oh, who's that? And they're like, oh, that's the she's the richest woman in the world. Her grandfather was the founder of L'Oreal. And then I just like start laughing, and she just looks and she just sees me just like pointing, and I'm just like doubled over like her grandpa's the founder of L'Oreal. Okay, yeah, but what about her? What the fuck does she do? Oh, she's the granddaughter of the founder of L'Oreal. How fucking impressive. Allow me to get on my knees and prostrate myself before our queen of innovation. Mark Zuckerberg. This man. This man is the least photogenic man on earth. Again, me personally, I don't care about these things. But fuck him. It is funny. It is funny how... What's wrong with your face? Facebook. The social network. Yeah, just start with Facebook. This is... Everything else starts with, like, the person's name. This one starts with, like, alright, Facebook? This is Facebook guy. Ah, okay. Because fuck whoever he is, but it's like, oh, you heard of Facebook, I believe you mean... Meta. Facebook, it's the #1 site for old people becoming conspiracy brained idiots. Facebook, the social network I guess this asshole runs, has been information hub during the pandemic, but it's come under scrutiny. Ain't no rest for the wicked. Can a man not be on the Forbes billionaire list without having his dirty laundry aired out in public? How dare you, Forbes? How dare you denigrate such an innovative, weird psycho asshole? We may not have the power to create the world we want immediately, but we can all start working on the long term today. Wow, it's fucking revolutionary. I shed a tear, alright? A fucking bald eagle flew into the classroom carrying a banner with those words written across them, and everyone stood up and clapped. I mean, you know what? I really agree with that quote. I'm doing that right now. I'm doing that at you right now. Fucking photo. How's the metaverse going, Zuck? How's the metaverse going? Oh, not so hot on the metaverse then? Well, hey, I mean, you spent a few $1 billion, but you've still got 67 billion more to fall back on. You'll bounce back anytime. Now, one of your engineers will give you an idea that'll actually be profitable, and you can profit off of that. You fucking skeleton. You fucking skeleton. He looks like a necromancer, like revived him off a battlefield. Like the decomposition had only just started to set in before he was resurrected. Hey Zuck, why don't you take those $67 billion and get some bitches on your dick? Oh. Dab on the billionaires. Dab on them. Okay, I say the next guy is Walton and Walmart, and I'm gonna get all pissed off about them, so I'm gonna call it here. I'm gonna call it. I mean, well, stream's not over yet. Stream's not over yet, but just the billionaire list. We went through 15 of them. I've shown them. Due to the existence of YouTube's TOS, I have shown them much more respect than I think they are due. And if you've been watching the stream, you can infer the meaning of that statement. What a goofy bunch of fucking assholes we all have to slave under. God, what a joke our economy is. Capitalism is a bad joke, and we're all the goddamn punchline. Makes you want to fucking cry. I'm laughing so I don't cry, because that's for my simian body. The laughter is more healthy and conducive to my long-term goals than the crying would be. So that's how my boat's gonna float. All right. Let's do something positive. Oh, God. It's like, how do I choose? It's like it feels, yeah, it's like whichever one I choose, there's 1,000 that I'm not choosing, and it's like I want to help all of you. I feel like that Japanese guy who was writing passports for Jewish people in World War II, which is, when he got recalled back, he was on the train and he was throwing passports out the window at the crowd to just be like, I'm sorry, I can't help more of you. I've filled out as many passports as I can, and I know it's not enough. I'm sorry. Fuck. Oh, wow, Chicago. Okay. Yeah, I'm happy I clicked on this then. Help Danny, Rui, and Link keep their housing. Hey, Link. Yeah, Yeah! It's a video game. We are about to lose our housing. I need to raise 6 months' rent to ensure my son and I can stay in our apartment until I can figure out another plan for us. My job of 6+ years is coming to an end this August. I need to be able to focus on getting a new job and getting my son to and from school. Starting August 22nd. I am so scared and tired. I've been a single parent for 6 years and it never gets any easier. My rent is $13.50 plus utilities. I owe $21.50 in back rent as of August 1st. I need to raise $10,020.50 by the end of the month so I can pay my landlord directly. That is an enormous ask. I am beyond humiliated and defeated. All right, don't feel that's a problem in society. People shouldn't have to feel humiliated to ask for help. All right, because shit's fucked up and there's nothing. You know, I think it's a lot more shameful to need help and not ask for it, and to cause you and your loved ones to suffer and go without because of some worthless sense of fucking pride. So, okay, I was just curious if there was like an update. And, all right, get over here. All the wealth of all these billionaires, I'd honestly rather all of it just went to this lady. I genuinely would rather live in a world where that's what happened. Because, you know, at least she could just buy herself a house. Wouldn't that be nice, owning your own home? You know, Jeff Bezos only has 20 homes or however many. You know, he's got as many homes as he could possibly want. He could have a new house for every day of the year, Jeff Bezos. I really gotta figure out a damn comment to put onto things. It's just to, you know, try to raise more awareness of what I'm doing and what my cause and motivation is. Because I mean, hey, I'm giving my own money. It's my own money. I can include a message. But yeah. Damn, it's been a few days for them. All right, yeah, they haven't gotten any shit in a few days, so it'd be lovely if my own stream of my own action here, not just the money I gave, but if someone happened to like see this or hear about it and, you know, get them a little closer to their goal. Get them, you know, what did these people do that was so bad? Did she not work hard enough and that's why she's gonna like lose her apartment? Like, is that really, if only she had worked harder? Like, you fucking hear yourselves? Fucking Puritan work culture has already been the death of millions of people. It stops with me. I'm ending it. Alright. 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 That's 3 donations. We looked through the billionaire list. I think I'm going to stop soon. I think I popped up onto YouTube here. Maybe we'll just do a quick little meme video or something. I will say, just speaking personally, that Bosch's talk with Yankee Tanky, aka former Caleb Moppet associate, was it was a whole real time. It was a real ass time for real ass gangsters. Judged by the thumbnail, you can see that the Red Phoenix is rising. Viva la Stalina. Here's my subscriptions. Let's I just look at every single one of these thumbnails, and it's like the Bill Gates thing, where it's like it's what am I looking at? I mean, these might not even be bad, but gorsh. These could all be perfectly fine videos. It's just seeing that this is like what YouTube is like. You're subscribed to these people? Well, what? How about us or the gym? Like, fuck. That thumbnail's making... I don't know what video this is, but that thumbnail's making me laugh. You know what? Let's just end on a little bit of a Subnautica video. Subnautica's a good... I like Subnautica. I beat it once. I could go on a Subnautica ramble, because there's a lot I do like and respect in that game.
Warning, entering ecological dead zone. Adding report to databank.
Yeah, you don't want to go past the
Oh
edge
shit,
of the map.
not good. Oh, hell no!
Flagged. Emergency speed. Warning. Vessel cabin. Excessive noise. Warning. Creature attack. Warhead's damage. Overheat.
And like just tensed up, being someone else getting chased by
Fire detected.
Oh shit.
Yeah, the U-turn, the we're gonna nod and say we did technique is pretty valuable in Subnautica. Because you know what, you gotta recognize your limits. All right, I'm pretty happy with this stream. We did 3 donations, 3 different GoFundMes, and we learned a little bit more about the rich lordlings that think they get to own all of humanity. Because they're a bunch of psycho assholes. In my opinion. But, be back again in roughly a week. Gonna do something similar. I'm looking forward to it. Goodbye for now.